So then she looked at me and she said, "Get your finger out of my ass."
Hold on, I'm going to rip ass.
Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. Wake up every morning, by the night I count stacks. Knew that ass was real when I hit it, bounce back. You ain't getting checks. Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. Boy, I've been broke as hell, catch the check and bounce back. D-Town LAX, every week I bounce back. If you a real one, then you know how to bounce back. Don't know nobody, oh nobody. Always on the fucking job, I got no hobbies. Got the city fucking with me, cause I'm homegrown. Vibing out more than my phone, no leave me alone. Me on my
What's
own.
going on, guys? And welcome back to the only fantasy football podcast that is always on the job, ain't got no hobbies. Fourth and goal. Oh my lord, we are nearing the end of the season, and it's making me say, admit it, it's already week
15.
15, yeah.
Here.
But it's all right. We'll bounce back.
Week 15.
Yeah, we always bounce back. So.
Yeah,
True.
that's why we played the song. We always bounce back. But yeah, enough about being sad. We're gonna get into this. We got a new week. A lot happened this week, but before we start any of that, let's get into the game balls. How's that sound?
Game balls are always a great place to start.
Right. Anybody want to kick us off?
I'll start us off this week.
Ooh, interesting.
My game ball goes to a unit, a defensive unit that is, special teams included, but the special teams didn't really participate. More so the defense. The Atlanta Falcons, ladies and gentlemen, put up 26 points.
My lord.
They were basically shutting out the Rams until some garbage time touchdowns with 5 minutes or so remaining in the fourth quarter. They had 2 interceptions and 3 fumble recoveries and 2 defensive touchdowns. One of the more studly performances out of a defense this year. And I think you can expect that again tonight if you have Seattle's defense. Definitely slot them in there for the start against LA, who struggles to average more than 2 touchdowns per game. So, and Goff's been pretty prone to turnovers. So I think I like the way that it's
Not.
The truth. What?
Let's not cover the truth now.
Yeah,
We're supposed to
let's
be
not.
giving nothing but knowledge to these people.
Yeah, don't
Which is
like
what
it.
I was doing.
We don't have to talk about that, but we can't lie to the people.
Come on.
Yeah, we don't have to go in depth, but we should skim the surface a little bit.
All right.
Also, Craig, I real quick want to talk to you about that. I like that pick, but see, when we were talking about cutting the budget, I kind of meant you can't give out 22 separate game balls, bro. You can't give it to a whole defense and special teams, Doug. We can only afford 1 game ball per person.
Come on, dude. The trophy can just sit in the locker room.
How about we just give it to Vic Beasley then?
That's
Nah,
fair
I was just
enough.
kidding.
Vic Beasley has more fumble recoveries than the Rams have rushing touchdowns on the year.
Oh
So
my God.
Yo, can anybody say Khalil Mack 2.0? Vic Beasley looks like a monster. He might be the next J.J. Wood.
I think he's off the weed.
He never touches that weed.
Smart boy.
And that's how the Falcons defense is playing so good, because he can play, unlike Josh Gordon. But that's a good one. I guess I'll go next. And
Right.
man, it's pretty hard to get 200 yards from scrimmage in a game. But my game ball actually did it this week.
Who done did it?
And my game ball is going to Carlos Hyde. Crazy game. Carlos Hyde had 193 yards rushing, 1 rushing touchdown, and then had 1 catch for 7 yards and a... Oh, wait.
What?
What am I reading? He had no touchdown.
I'm sorry, folks. This
You were
is
right.
a
Hyde had
fatal
receiving
error.
Touchdown.
Yeah, he had the receiving touchdown. He didn't have the rushing touchdown.
Bass, you should be doing this research, dog.
I thought you were prepared, bro.
I did. Why
How
did
many
I write
points
all
did he have?
Are you a
that?
professional
He had
or
21
not?
and a half or something.
Do you need help, Bass? Do you want me to do
I'm
this
sorry.
for you?
Apparently I messed up.
I'll take you under my wing,
I
bro.
wrote
I'll show you the
all
ropes of a game
wrong
ball.
things.
All you have to do is ask.
I know. Apparently.
Actually, all you have to do is open your app that you have downloaded on your phone.
You see, I forgot my phone, my phone charger, so I'm at 3%. I'm not trying to waste it on Carlos
That's
Hyde.
yet another example of
should've-
unprofessionalism.
I said 193 yards. I don't know why I wrote he had a rushing touchdown at all. Okay, so now I pulled it up because apparently I don't know how to read or I have dyslexia and can't write. 17 carries versus the New York Jets, which is pretty crazy because you think Jets, you think the quarterback's going to pass on them, but I guess Carlos Hyde had something different to say about that because he had 193 yards And then, like I said, 1 catch for 7 yards and a rushing touchdown. Good for a 25 in standard fantasy leagues.
Uh-huh.
And anytime you get a total of 200 yards from the line of scrimmage, especially 200 exactly, you can get your boys game ball. Co-side, good job.
We had a hell of a game.
He did, man. I mean,
Yeah.
like, he's the only bright spot on that team, too. Kaepernick is still booty.
For sure, he had almost as good a week as my game ball. Bilal Powell for the Jets, running back.
Wow.
The opposing running back in the game after Forte went down.
No doubt. But real quick, actually,
How'd he do?
before we get into that, we should shout out the iTunes and the YouTube and the Twitter so that all our fans can listen to it and whatever.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
our game balls are so fire, we need to take a break before everybody goes insane.
Yeah, I
With
just...
all this greatness.
Exactly. So, just wanted to shout out the social medias. But, back to the regular scheduled programming. Bilal Powell's getting the game ball this week with his 29 carries for 145 yards, 5 catches for 34 yards, and then his 2 touchdowns on the ground. Best game of his season, quite possibly his career with Matt Forte going out. He stepped up to the plate and helped the Jets get that comeback win against the Niners, which was hilarious. Chip Kelly's a bum.
Sorry, Chip.
Sorry, Chip.
Actually, I'm not.
Me neither. I hate you. But, yeah, Bilal Powell just giving him for the numbers, breakout game of the season, right when Jets needed it the most, relying on that run game with that young QB in there. And he stepped up to the plate and knocked it out of the park. 145 yards. I love it. 2 touchdowns, getting those scores, finishing up, cleaning up at the goal line. I love it, baby. Keep it up. That's my game ball.
And that is a solid game ball right there.
Wow. Thanks, ball.
And it looks like we have one more guy to go. Slade. Who gets the final game ball of week? Whatever.
Well, Hyde had a big game. I'll give you that ball. Bilal Powell might have had a bigger game. I'll give you that base.
Mm-hmm.
This next guy might have had the greatest game out of them all. And maybe the greatest game for a back in history, potentially. The young kid out of Itchjury, Le'Veon Bell, had a 49-point performance this week. That is ungodly performance in fantasy. If you have him in the playoffs, he won you whatever matchup you had, guaranteed. I know I myself was personally knocked out by this man. There isn't really much you can do against that. He had 42 touches for 38 carries, 236 yards, which is a career high, in Pittsburgh single-season rushing high. He also had 3 tugs all on the ground and 4 catches for 62 yards through the air, giving him a total of 298 yards.
Stud!
Him as one player out-yarded the entire Buffalo Bills team.
Oh!
So yeah, Le'Veon Bell with his solid 49 for the performance of this week and maybe the performance of the year with that individual game.
I would definitely say fantasy performance of the year. That was filthy, dude.
Yeah, 298 yards. Oh my God. Le'Veon Bell, I mean,
Have mercy.
everybody was saying that Zeke was the best back, and unfortunately they forgot that Le'Veon Bell is still a monster. Just cemented his claim as the top back in the league. Great game, and that game was pretty dope. It was snowing like crazy in Buffalo. They needed to run the ball, and who better to run with than Le'Veon Bell?
Do you think he gets as much credit for that game if, because of the snow, you think he loses some, like, respect, I guess you would say? Like, in a clear day, if he had done that, I think it'd be more impressive than in a snow game where the throws just aren't really coming. Would you agree?
I mean,
Or does it just as much credit as if it were a clean day? I feel like with the snow, it definitely added something.
Snow always is an advantage for the offensive player because they know where they're headed when they're running.
Yeah.
Whereas the defensive player has to change course if they're heading to the left and then the player jukes right. They can easily slip and fall in the snow.
Yeah.
But Le'Veon was really patient, and it just seemed like he had all day in the backfield to decide which hole he wanted to go through. And so I think he would have done it whether it was snowing or not.
Oh, the way he runs is insane. Like, he'll be going full speed at the line, stop on a dime, wait for 3 seconds to find the exact hole he wants, picks it, pieces, does it again, just stops out of nowhere, and he's gone for 80 yards. And it's insane that he can just stop and start like that. And obviously put up 298 yards.
Wow, bro.
Yeah. But that'll do it for our game balls. So that was some great game balls, as is tradition.
Those are good game balls. I love the game ball tradition. Soon we're going to have to do our final count for the year, see who has the most game balls.
I think we got 2 weeks left.
Yeah, I guess.
Why am I
What
drawing a
who's in the
blank on
lead?
what week it is?
I
Week
probably
15,
Brown.
16?
I would say Brown, and Bell, or maybe
Maybe,
David Johnson as well.
Yeah.
He's had a ton of big games.
I think Melvin Gordon got a couple also.
Melvin Gordon definitely got a few nods this year as well.
Yeah, he probably won't be seen anymore this year, man.
Unfortunately not. Big loss for the Chargers.
Yeah,
That's
what was
a
the deal with
huge-
that? I never heard. I know it was hip.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't believe he teared anything. I can't remember what it said, but it sounded pretty bad. I don't think
He
there's
got carted off.
only a few games left. I highly
Wait, for
doubt he'll
Melvin?
be anything.
Yeah.
In
It was a
fantasy.
hip. He
Yeah, I know
tore
it
his
was hip.
Oh.
Was it? That's what I don't know.
Torn
Was it a
It was,
tear?
yeah.
Really?
Tear,
Oh,
I think I
So
don't know.
He
I
could
just
miss
heard
time
hip.
into early next season.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
how late this
He's definitely not going to be a factor for you guys this week going into the championship round, finishing up your first round of the playoffs. So
You know who
it's
is, though?
pretty
You heard
brutal.
AP talking about coming back?
AP is supposed to play week 16.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The best part about that is he's probably not playing this week, and Indianapolis has the Vikings on the block. So AP just wait until next week. Don't even worry about it. I mean, I had AP. A lot of owners probably held on to AP for a while, and some of us owners
Bass.
can't use
No
them.
owners
man.
held on to him. You're the only one.
We're talking about AP.
Yeah,
AP.
Bass just said a lot of owners probably held on to AP.
I would have held on to AP.
so
Stone's
Stones.
dad also did. That's the only
Yeah,
two
me
people I would ever
and
know
Stone's dad held on to
in my whole
AP.
career.
I was hoping I could make the championship. It didn't happen. If I did, I would have had AP for 2 weeks. Would have been great.
Well, all right.
Right, yeah, we're gonna move on from AP. AP sucks. But let's see.
AP sucks.
All right, you know what? We're gonna talk about a little about last week, and then we're gonna move on into next week because there's some interesting stuff that went down last week as well as this week, and it all started with that Thursday night game right after our podcast, our airing, and that was that the Raiders did absolutely nothing on offense. Completely insane. Not many people thought that would happen. So that brought up a question for me. With the big loss to the Chiefs, the offense looked very out of sync. And what are we watching? And
Somebody's
Derek
commenting on
Carr's
our thing.
injured.
Shout out
injured
Danielle.
right now.
Or Daniel.
Shout out to Daniel.
Daniel Graham.
Yo, thanks for listening, man. But we got great knowledge for football, so if you want to stay tuned, help you out with your fantasy teams.
If you want to learn about football, listen to me. I'm probably the smartest person here.
Well, he wants to learn about football, but the other one.
Yeah.
He thought we were a soccer
Which food,
podcast.
Oh, we'll talk some soccer for you, Doug. What you talking, Doug?
What you know about Ibra?
What you know about Zoltan?
Or nothing about
Alright,
that.
Maybe we should talk about soccer. I love soccer.
Nope.
But all right, we're getting back to, like I said, it was a complete surprise. Yes, Kansas City is very good. Yes, it was a divisional game.
Also in
But the
Kansas
Ra-
City too.
Yeah, the Raiders' offense looked horrible, and that was about the first game I think I've seen them get shut out of.
I disagree,
all
man. I
year.
think it was
We
just
need
their
to-
passing
I was
attack.
gonna say, we need to-
Latavius Murray had over 100 yards rushing, which is tough to get against
Jalen
that
Richard and,
Chiefs
who's
defense.
the other guy? The other
Richard.
running back.
I think
two
the fact
rookies
that they were
had.
17 of 45 for passing for like 100 yards was the problem.
Okay, well
Yeah.
that's not the
It was their quarterback. Their running game had like 150 yards.
Okay, so if you own Latavius Murray, this doesn't pertain to you, but for the rest of the people, the big names, Derek Carr, Michael Crabtree, and Amari Cooper.
What you mean the big
Can
names?
you
What is
really-
Latavius on the season?
Okay, if I got my point across, you would understand, bruh.
You said the big names, dude.
You understand what I'm trying to go with
Latavius
this.
is a ninth-ranked
Because
RB.
Latavius Murray has nothing to do with what I'm about to say, so why are we talking about Latavius Murray?
Because you said
I was going
big
to-
names.
We're talking about Derek
Go ahead,
Carr.
Craig. You run the rest of it. You ask the questions the way you want to hear them.
I'll ask the questions however I like.
Because apparently, I just want to talk
If
about
I'm talking
soccer.
about a top 10 running back,
Daniel, give me some soccer.
then he would be involved in this.
Well, you're not,
Discussion as a
obviously not
big
worried
name.
about him if he's doing well. The question is, are you worried about the Raiders' offense? And the Raiders' offense is usually Michael Crabtree, Amari Cooper, and Derek Carr.
I'm very
don't
worried
care
about that
about
little
you.
pinky finger on Derek Carr's right hand. Extremely.
I'm also worried about Bass's vagina right now.
I'm also done talking.
Bass, here's a tampon. We're going to continue on with the show.
Honey, do you need a tampon?
I don't need no tampon. I carry my own tampons.
Are we talking about the Tampa Bay tampon?
Tampa Bay could be tamping Dallas on their way to their 6th straight win, baby.
Looks very hoo-ha.
Could be a nice defensive stream this week.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, honestly.
Their own
Dak Prescott's looked like he's regressed the past couple of weeks from his studly rookie performance. I'm going to pull up his stats real quick, get a little peek on him, see what he's doing. I know that Ezekiel Elliott still ran for over 100 yards last week.
He had 86 yards in the first half. They
Yeah.
really barely ran him in the second half.
But he had no TDs.
I guess they thought Dak could win it for him.
But apparently he can't. Dak, his last 3 games, he's gone for 195 yards, 139 yards, 165 yards. And he's thrown 1 touchdown in each of those games and committed 3 turnovers in those 3 games. So he appears to be regressing severely. He put up a 22, a 12, and an 8. I think they might go to Romo.
I don't know. I think it would take another loss this week. But yeah, the
Well, yeah.
decision's getting a little harder for Jerry there.
I'm thinking it's definitely trending towards the Romo because they've done so well this season. I don't think they're willing to let their season slip away by sticking around with the rookie quarterback.
True, but Dak's been so hot and apparently a big leader for them.
Yeah, I know.
Although
It'll probably
Romo's-
kill his confidence if you.
Romo's never had weapons like this or a top half of the league defense as well. So
Very true.
I
He's
don't
always
know.
been had to gunsling it.
I've been had a feeling all year that week 17 against Philadelphia Eagles, we're going to see Tony Romo one way or another.
It's
That'd
funny
be
that it's
hilarious.
week 15 and we're talking about week 17. And we were talking about
seeing Romo in him.
about the Oakland Raiders, and we were talking about the Cowboys.
And isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful how a
really funny
podcast
how
progresses,
things
baby
I
girl?
thought that
It's really funny how
I thought
everybody
that-
is off topic.
I'm pretty sure that you passed the sticks over and said that we can do it however we like. So why don't you shut up
I'm
about
just-
the
I'm
Raiders?
just critiquing. I'm back here critiquing.
Me and Craig were talking great football
Yeah, we
for
were
a
having a
second.
good
What were
night.
you doing
Week
over there?
17.
And you're
What does
ruining
week
us.
17 have?
I think we're talking
They
about.
made one mention about week 17.
Okay,
and
well,
you had to go.
I
on
made
that.
one mention of, and actually, I made
Go pick
no
up Tony
mention
Romo
about
right now in
Latavius
Dynasty
Murray. It
leagues.
was the end of the world.
You said
but
for big
at least
names,
Latavius Murray plays this week.
Latavius Murray is a top 10 back, so you need to sit
Okay.
down.
As
take
much
a
as
seat,
you want to ignore it,
find a
Bats, the
seat.
Tony Romo, Dak Prescott
It's an issue.
competition is a thing.
It
This
is a
was
real
an
thing.
issue when I was talking about it 5 weeks ago. We've already gone over this.
No, I don't believe
I'm
that we
ruining
have.
everything you guys say.
It hasn't mattered before.
You're all done. Try and say something. Watch it.
Last time I gave this kid a cold beer. Get that out of your mouth.
Yeah, you're disrespectful.
Sorry, guys. Pass
Well,
it
I
down
like
to
I
them.
like the all over thing. Let's keep going with this.
All over.
Let's just, you know, we're talking about the Cowboys. How
Fastest
you guys
hella
feeling
sour.
about the Cleveland Browns? RG3 looked great. Let's not finish our point
RG3
about
actually looked like a piece
Dallas.
of dirt.
We can touch on the Browns real quick in our league roundup. I like that.
It
Yeah,
was
I mean,
sad
Kirk-
that Terrell
Kirk Cousins
Pryor
had a
finally
really
didn't
good
show
game.
up, but you know,
Kirk Cousins in
happens
the
every now and
Washington
then.
Redskins offense is on fire this week, man. I can't believe it.
actually they really weren't.
Kirk only had 230 yards and 2
Looking good
touchdowns.
lately.
They pretty
Man.
much struggled.
I know. I'm just doing.
He also threw a pick six.
So-
Captain Kirk, my ass.
All right, we've been screwing around.
Beam me
Let's
up,
get-
Scotty.
Let's actually do a podcast, dude. I'm sick of messing around now.
I thought that was going to look good.
It wasn't.
It sounded good to my
If you
ears.
thought that was going good, you're insane.
All right, back to the struggles of Derek Carr and that pinky.
I don't want to talk.
So, I think...
Do you think you should amputate?
No, I think he should man up, but that's a whole different circumstance. It is only a pinky, Derek Carr. You're one of the best QBs in the league.
Yeah, it's like the pinky really causing that much problem with inaccuracy.
But it is a
Come on.
pinky. It should heal, and as soon as he gets his grip strength back, he'll be back to into form. Hopefully, it just doesn't take until the playoffs get here.
Dude,
we
Andy
only have
Light
3
can
weeks
grip with
left.
like 3 fingers. Why can't Derek Carr do it?
That's a good point. Yeah, it looked like even on handoffs he was favoring that injury, though. So, yeah, for the next few weeks, I would worry about the Raider offense.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Their schedule is not very favorable.
Moving on to another team that is affected by their QB's injury. That's the Miami Dolphins. They're actually going to be without Tannehill.
Okay, so how'd you
They
feel
got
about
they got
Derek
some
Carr?
they got some good news though because Tannehill didn't actually tear his ACL. He just sprained it, so he'll be back. If they can last with Matt Moore under center, which is always a question.
I just don't know if they can. But while he's gone, do you guys trust the other weapons in that lineup? Do you think Juice Landry, Kenny Stills, and Devontae Parker can still get it done?
If anyone, I'd only take Ajayi.
Jay Ajayi?
Yeah,
Well,
Williams.
I agree with you. I think his workload will increase.
Yeah,
I agree.
they're gonna try to keep it out of Matt Moore's hands as much as possible.
Yeah, but I
Landry was
mean,
already inconsistent with Tannehill this whole
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
So without him, No.
Although he is like they're still their number one option. Maybe with the backup in, he sees a little more action than he was with Tannehill spreading the ball around.
Maybe you'd see more chemistry. Maybe Tannehill and him just don't really see each other that well or something.
But I don't understand that.
I would stick with any running backs. Yeah, Jaheim Williams. Otherwise,
Damian Williams, the vulture.
I would wait.
Yeah, you gotta wait till. Well, you probably won't even get a chance then because Tannehill's probably not coming back till close to the playoffs, the actual playoffs, not even playoffs.
Do all the receivers become must sits now? What do you guys think?
I would say so.
For me, yeah, Landry and a flex if you had to.
Ball, you playing any of your Miami receivers?
Oh, sorry, I thought we were still on Derek Carr because I never got to answer that question.
How did you feel about that? We can jump back to that real quick.
No, I'm going to the Dolphins.
Oh, okay,
I
great.
start this week Jarvis Landry. That's it. If you have to start Jarvis Landry, you can. The Jets have been terrible.
Yeah, let's move along.
Would you guys play Jarvis Landry over a player like?
I would also play J.J. Damian Williams is a vulture. He might get you 2 touchdowns. Would you guys? How do you guys feel about A.J. Green? Yeah, he's coming off an injury. He might play this week. If he plays, you want to start him?
I think it's very questionable.
I don't want to hear what you have to say, Pace. Michael Floyd
coming out that hamstring. I think he's gonna have a terrible game, dude.
He doesn't play well against the Steelers already in his career, so I would probably rest him this week. But
This whole thing.
Are you resting AJ Green in an elimination game?
I think you have to
Yes,
because
sir.
coming back from they already thought that his season was done from the hamstring injury, so I think that you kind of have to play it safe with him.
What if my starting receivers are Devontae Adams and Emmanuel Sanders?
Well, they've both been doing well, so I would start them.
I agree.
Didn't Emmanuel Sanders just go over 100 yards and like 11 catches?
He did.
So, yeah, I think I'm sticking with both of them.
And Devontae Adams is a G now. I love him.
7th ranked fantasy
Yeah, now that he
receiver.
doesn't drop balls, he's actually a stud.
Yeah.
But AJ Green is just a top talent in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, no, he's
I know.
a G. He should have been the 3rd picked wide receiver this year in the draft.
I just think coming off a hamstring with your team out of the playoffs, you're not going to be pushing it too hard, and I don't think he'll have it.
He might not even play, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
they're going to downgrade him by Saturday.
Fair enough.
Anyone disagree with that?
I wouldn't really disagree.
Okay.
That's great. Consensus.
So are you cutting him then to make room for another roster spot for your playoffs?
Ooh, I wouldn't cut him just because of the risk of someone else picking him up and possibly playing.
wouldn't-
I actually had my opponent dropped him this week, so I just picked him up to be a JO. But
Well, either
I'm
way,
thinking about
having
playing
him
him.
on your squad is better than not having AJ Green on your squad.
I agree, because he might go off this week. He is AJ Green. He could go off, and if he does, then you play him next week.
He's a
But
stud at the deep ball.
I don't start him this week unless you really don't have other good options.
no, like I said, Emmanuel Sanders, Devontae Adams. I think I should be fine then.
Rely on your big names. If he plays this week, he's about the only option they got on there anymore. Especially, he's been playing really well, but AJ Green gets all the looks. You got to start. If he
So
plays this
you
week,
are going Green.
Yeah, it's AJ Green. When you get into the playoffs, you rely on your big names. You live or die by your big picks. And even though you picked him off of waiver wires, he was still someone else's big pick. You start AJ Green.
Well, all right.
So, Bass, you starting AJ Green over
Over Marvin Jones.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Marvin Jones is a
Des
baller.
Bryant.
Des Bryant. Who did Cowboys play this week?
I got a bone to pick with Des Bryant.
Wait, Cowboys play
Tampa. In Dallas. Des Bryant's questionable with a back
Tampa's
injury.
Defense has been very good. I think.
I like the matchup for Des personally. Vernon Hargraves on him, rookie corner. I think Des could have his way.
Hargraves
Although
is the
Hargraves
starter
is
over there?
is a
I thought it
good
was
corner.
Werner.
Starter.
No, I thought it was Werner, the guy who came over.
I think
from,
maybe they
Saints.
gave it back to Hargreaves.
Well, if it's Altron Werner, then still, Des tends to get hyped up when better people play him.
That's true.
But he is nursing a back injury. Like I said,
That's
he's questionable
interesting.
for the game.
I mean,
He's coming off a whopping
he's
negative
questionable,
0.5 in
but
fantasy.
He played
Oh,
last
'cause that
week.
fumble
That's
at
all.
the end.
It was his only catch.
Well, that's what I mean, Bass. Are you picking him over Dez if AJ goes?
Yes.
AJ goes.
Yes, I'm picking AJ over Des.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd go AJ Green too.
I'll tell
it's
you
AJ
guys. I'll tell you guys what the analysts think. They have AJ this week as the 18th wideout ranked,
That says that they don't think he's going to play.
and Dez is 6th.
What is the... is he ranked by every analyst? Or some have him not ranked?
They all have him. They all have him ranked.
Okay.
Yeah, but the highest ranking.
So that's
is
not
Perez
terrible.
ninth.
That's not a terrible sign, but the fact that he's so low kind of leads me to believe that they think that he's going to be hampered by the injury.
The only notable receivers projected under AJ though are Golden Tate, Stephon Diggs. Who else? Tyreek Hill's projected below him.
I like
Terrell
Tyreek
Pryor.
Hill. He's been hot this week.
Landry's projected below him. So
I'm surprised that Golden Tate is ranked below him.
they kind of have him like right in the middle of the field there.
Golden Tate had a rough week, along with every Lions receiver. Marvin Jones
Not
had a
named
rough
Anquan
week.
Bolden.
Yeah, I always forget about Anquan.
Anquan Bolden has 7 touchdowns on the year.
He's boss. He ain't Golden Tate, but he is a boss.
He's probably one of the best free agent pickups, though.
Yeah,
Easily.
Anquan Bolden is a guy. He's a guy you can go and grab off of waivers every week because somebody's going to drop him, start him, and he's most likely going to get you a touchdown.
He gets a touchdown, yeah, pretty much all the time with Stafford. He's like his go-to guy in the fourth quarter.
Just unfortunately, the name ain't there. A little too old. I liked how you guys were leaning. Keep going. I liked it.
Thank you.
You guys are doing a good job.
Yo,
What are we talking about
don't spill
next?
your beer out everywhere, dog. What you spewing for?
Damn!
Jeff
That's
Goff must have
disrespectful,
been
dude.
Jeff Goff.
Should we talk about Jeff Goff?
No, let's just move along.
I want to look at this. His quarterback rating is 65.3 currently, 0-4 record as a starter with 56 completion percentage. He's going to need to step that up
He's got no help.
to last in this league. Well, you know what might help him? Not running an offense out of a shotgun formation so that the team doesn't always think that he's throwing the ball.
Bro, it was just first down and the pass went through the hands.
All right.
Shotgun idea.
Yeah, let's get back
Listen,
on topic.
I'm just saying they don't let Todd Gurley eat like he's
it's you
supposed
guys.
to eat.
Go ahead.
You can't break it.
You guys got it.
Alright.
All right, well-
let's see what else is on the list for this week.
I got something I want to talk about.
Do you guys want to talk about our busts? Or do you want to hold that off a little bit?
Let's wait a little bit for the bus. Let's talk more league central topics. What do you guys what you guys mulling around in your heads?
The league roundup.
I got a little something. If you, it's specific to my team clearly,
Let's
but
hear it.
don't sound so happy about it.
I mean, let's hear it.
all right. So my question to you guys is: do you think that the Jaguars are going to give Blake Bortles another year? Or do you think that they're going to either A, draft another quarterback maybe in the second or third round, or B, possibly go after a free agent like Jimmy Garoppolo in the offseason?
I think C, they're just going to continue to suck.
I think...
I might also go none of the above. I think they're going to hold on to him and keep Henny there as the backup as well
Yeah.
And he's supposedly a good...
for another year.
A good help in the intelligence factor of being a quarterback, but it doesn't show up on the field. So
This was Bortles' third season,
This is his third, yes.
so he had one up season, one down season, and this is another down. I'll give him another shot still.
Yeah, one more year.
Yeah,
I
think so.
Yeah.
I think he's
One more
deserving of
year,
that.
maybe under Tom Coughlin.
The fact that he's flashed so hard his second season, I think he bought himself at least two more years after that. Right
I think
there.
he just needs to actually take the time to continuously engrave his mechanics in his head. That's his main problem.
maybe spend a little bit more time with the receivers as well.
Personally,
Yeah.
I think Gus Bradley is the problem. I think you hold on
But he's
to
a
him,
defensive-minded coach. It's all on his offensive coordinators. That's not really on
you
him.
hold on to Bortles, see how he does under another coach. This is a guy who they drafted high for a reason. He's got the intangibles. He's got the arm. He's built like a quarterback.
I mean, last
you
year
need
he
to
led the
see what he
league.
can do with another coach.
Last year he led the league in accuracy for deep balls over 40 yards. So, and
He
this
probably-
year it's like revert. It's the opposite. He's
He also
flipped.
probably had the best stats in the fourth quarter I've ever seen in my life.
He does have terrible stats in the first 3 quarters currently, but maybe if he gets a little more discipline under Tom Coughlin or something.
Tom
corrects
Coughlin.
himself.
Tom
Under
Coughlin
Jeff
would
Fisher?
hate
No.
to go to Jacksonville.
Ain't gonna be there.
Also,
Yeah,
it's a
Coughlin
problem with
actually has
Jeff
been
Fisher.
linked.
it's a problem with a lot of
It's
teams.
50-50 for
But
Coughlin
yo,
to go to Jacksonville.
I think the run
Come
game
in.
for Jacksonville is also an issue, but that's been an
Yeah.
issue for a lot of teams this year. Is the run game?
Truly accurate. I just wanted to toss that up, see what you guys think, how you felt about the situation down there in Duval County.
Unless you guys get rid of Gus, which could happen, I
we're getting rid
don't.
of
I don't
Gus.
see you guys making any QB moves for another year.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely getting rid of Gus. That's for sure. That dude has like 14 wins and 45 losses.
Blake showing in the final year of his deal. I think they definitely let him play it
How
out.
do you like the sound of a guy who has 40 wins in like 4 years? And we'll trade you straight up for your coach.
You want my coach for your coach?
Yeah, Chuck. Piss off, Chuck.
Is that like an owner trade as well?
I would never want
We
your,
could do the... Nah, you know what? I don't like Shaka Khan.
I don't
so
like
we can
Irsay.
just do it
He's a
straight
dumbass who
up.
signed Pagano.
You can straight up just go Chuck for Gus. I'll do that.
Dude, I don't want a coach that puts a safety in a fake punt snap on 4th down.
It's pretty dope if you think about it.
Pretty dumb if you think about it.
Pretty cute.
That crackhead still was good enough to acquire Peyton Manning, though, so I'll give him credit there.
Yeah, he's lucky enough to get him and Andrew Luck.
Well, like I said, lucky enough to get Luck. They weren't lucky enough. They planned to get Luck
Andrew
by
Luck's been given his
throwing a whole season.
Truly accurate.
The Sixers of the NFL.
Yeah, they are definitely the Sixers, dude. They botched that season intentionally.
I mean, when you lose a Hall of Fame quarterback and your roster's been trashed for 15 years, that kind of stuff happens when you lose the best player.
Wasn't Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne still on the roster when
Marvin wasn't, Reggie
Bob
was.
Sanders, Dwight Freeney, and Robert Mathis as well
on defense, and then
that fat boy Gary Brackett.
Yeah, they did have Dwight Freeney.
Yep.
But I mean, shit happens, man. Just happens.
Yeah, that certainly does happen. Pace, what you got for going on in the league right now? What you talking about?
In the league.
How about the
League,
fantasy
though.
league?
How about
What's going on
Tyrod
in your
Taylor?
fantasy league?
Do you guys think Tyrod Taylor is gonna wind up on Denver?
I've been hearing stuff like that, but no, Rex Ryan really likes him, but...
Is Rex going to be there next year?
Exactly.
That's a very good question.
If Rex isn't there, neither is Tyrod next year.
Where do you see
truthfully believe
Tyrod
that.
landing?
I could see him. Denver's a good spot. I think they would make good use of his mobility. New York Jets need a quarterback. They've seen him twice a year for the last 4. I think they know what he can do.
That's true.
Another team that I could think of that could use a QB like Tyrod, maybe Chip Kelly. I don't know.
Browns.
Cleveland
That's true,
needs
the
a-
Niners.
Cleveland's going to draft their QB, though, in my opinion. They're going to have the first overall pick and another top pick as well. I think they'll go quarterback. Deshaun Watson first overall.
Wow.
You heard it here first.
That'd be ballsy.
They've been waiting to do it for 2 years.
Before you
Deshaun couldn't come out last year.
I was going to say Cleveland needs another receiver.
They have 2 first-round picks. They have the Eagles' first-round pick, which will likely be between like 13 and 16. That's where they get their other.
Okay, their only good receiver is a quarterback. Is a receiver that was a quarterback.
They picked a receiver in
that
the
was the
first
whole
round this
point.
year.
Corey
Corey Coleman, and he had a good year.
Okay, but I'm not talking. I'm just saying. I made the joke because Tyrod sucks as a quarterback. Is going to go be a receiver for the team whose best receiver was a quarterback.
That was a great joke. Do
I
you have
wasn't
time? Could you
talking
tell
about
that again?
stupid Corey Coleman
You were talking about Tyrod Taylor going to the Browns?
as a receiver.
I missed that whole thing.
I didn't even hear that.
because you cut
I'm
me
glad
off.
someone was with me.
I did not cut you off.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm done.
Oh my gosh!
Nah.
That's always providing the comedy. Talking about Tyrod being a wide receiver.
I thought he was talking about Terrell.
Yeah, I thought you were also talking
I
about
thought he
Pryor.
meant their best receiver is a converted quarterback, and I was like, that's Terrell Pryor, so that's why I thought he was talking about that.
Yeah, well,
Bass.
I could see
What are you doing, dude?
Rex Ryan.
Dude, turn that porn off right now.
Sorry, dude. This is a joke. I'd rather watch 2 dudes fucking.
Oh my gosh. That was awful graphic for our listeners.
That's
That
terrible,
really was,
dude.
I mean,
My
we
little
haven't
sister's
we
not
haven't
gonna be
cursed like
happy.
5 times.
Yeah,
this
my little
month, dude.
sister is not going to be happy about this.
That's a
She's
favorite
not gonna
podcast.
watch it.
Yeah.
We
This
don't.
is her favorite.
We don't talk about little sisters anymore. You
Hopefully
guys said it
not.
yourself.
Hopefully not, dude. I'm glad that we're off that topic finally.
Can you tell more jokes about the Browns QB situation?
Nah.
Come
About
on.
the quarterback situation. I don't got any jokes for that.
We need the light of our life.
You guys should get moving with the show. People
Why?
are
What's
probably
the
getting
problem?
pretty bored.
I don't think so. I think we're providing great comedy.
This is all of a sudden a comedy podcast.
And all of a sudden, Daniel is gone, and we have no listeners.
Daniel's been gone, bro. He thought this was soccer.
I'm about
Alright,
to just
ready,
start
boys?
talking around.
I
Nah.
got something for us.
All right, go ahead.
Alright, ready? Hold on.
I'm holding.
Nah, actually.
This isn't. This
Take
is
it
like
back.
the whole reason I wrote stuff down, but nobody wants to talk about it.
No, we already discussed everything you wrote down. So,
Yeah, after
Yeah.
you.
No, I'm pulling up some
said,
rankings. I think
don't
we
wanna
could
talk
debate some
about
of these
it.
rankings. Maybe running backs we could debate.
yeah, we could talk about some RB statuses.
David Johnson's the number 1 ranked running back this week against the Saints.
Oh, easy.
Le'Veon Bell's number 2.
Who do the Steelers? Oh, the Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals. I guess I'd agree with that for sure. Let's see what I don't agree with. Devontae Freeman against the 49ers, I hope has a huge day. I think he will.
Well, they have given up like 8 or 9 games with a 100-yard rusher. So.
Yeah.
What was weird, though, was Atlanta had such a big game last week. They scored all the points, and Devonta Freeman didn't do anything.
That is true. I kind of hated that, but
I thought that was really interesting.
Kind of hated that.
you're right.
Of course, you hated that.
Yeah. Well, as an owner, I hated it, but that was really weird, man. Tevin Coleman got all the looks, though. I didn't really look at his fantasy numbers, but he definitely scored a touchdown, a receiving one, I think, and just killed us basically all around. But what else we got here? God damn,
Oh,
Craig.
I'm a little hungry. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
You can hear the stomach grumblings, like Jay-Z would say.
You can hear that stomach grumblings. Todd Gurley, 23rd overall running back this week. Terrible.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in the league. I was going to be surprised.
No.
What is he in the league?
I don't even want to look, but I would guess 40 or 50,
That's a good guess.
which is probably a little high, but
No doubt, no doubt. That's a good guess, dude.
that is a good guess.
Yo, so we got
Let's do our bus.
woo, 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 woo. We got a drunk driver on the course right here. Michael Floyd, charged with a DUI.
Oh.
Charged with a DUI. So what happens? He gets cut from the Cardinals, and then what happens?
Bruce is cutting him.
He gets quickly picked up by the Patriots.
Of course, not the Philadelphia Eagles, who could use a wide receiver.
Well, yeah, I'm not really sure how the waivers order was in the league.
It
I
must
don't
be
know
if
how to
you
look that
cheated
up.
within the last year, you get the first waiver claim.
I think that is correct because the Patriots, I feel like, are always claiming people left and right. I don't know how they get to the top of it all the time, but it's alleged.
It's like people cut the nice player, and then they're like, we just want Bill Belichick to train him up.
It's just better for the league that way.
He can't go to any other team.
Yeah, I think he'll. This week, I wonder if he'll have a big game, dude.
I don't
know.
see
He
him
makes
playing much
all
this week. They have probably a pretty difficult playbook with all the stuff Tom Brady can do on the field, so there's probably a lot of plays for him to learn. I don't know. I could see him definitely becoming an impact for their playoff run, though. Started with next week's game.
Their playoff run for sure.
He's a
dude.
big target, and they have a lot of injuries when it comes to receivers.
Plus, their coaching
But-
staff's known for getting the most out of a receiver.
Yeah, look at Chris Hogan.
Who the hell is Chris Hogan? I'm just kidding. I mean, but like, yeah, he came from the Bills, wasn't a well-known guy, and now he's having a great year for them.
Yeah.
Especially since Tom came back.
Yeah, easily. It's he's a fiend, a stud.
Hoagie.
Ho, hey.
But no, yeah, I think Floyd could be big for them. The hell, they need another red zone target. He's 6'5".
I don't know, dude. I'm
Tom Brady has pinpoint accuracy.
very
I'm sure
questionable
it'll work
about
out.
him. He's had a lot of concussions, and I just think that he's looked very inconsistent this year. But then again, who knows? I mean, he's got like 6 or 8 drops on the year, which are pretty bad. But
I mean, he was a first-round pick out of Notre Dame, though. And Bass was talking about earlier how Charlie Weiss is part of the Patriots' offensive staff. So, I mean, he knows Floyd well.
That's
Maybe
true.
Maybe it'll just be a good fit for him. And
That's true.
I don't think Michael Floyd's contract was up either. So, he'll probably be on the Patriots likely next year.
yeah, they'll probably give him a shot for the end of the year playoffs, and then give him a run
I
into
can
next
see it.
year.
He's made a ton of plays before in his career. He's definitely got the talent. He's just a knucklehead.
He had a couple of multiple touchdown games last year. He was pretty fantasy relevant.
For sure. Carson Palmer just doesn't know who he wants to throw to this year. J.J. Nelson 1 week. Smoke Brown 1 game. Who else do they have? Jaron Brown. Larry Fitz.
He also has a problem with turning the ball over by fumbling snaps and throwing to the wrong players,
Yeah.
which is also problematic for stats.
Yeah, definitely doesn't help you.
No, definitely does not. Does not. That's what you got to say about it, dog.
I got nothing to say about it.
Why not? You don't think it's interesting?
No, keep going.
What's your beef, stranger?
We need you back, kid.
Yeah,
Baby,
Floyd
come
made
back.
a joke.
I literally didn't understand what you were saying, dude. I was probably being an idiot.
It's cool, keep going.
We're moving right along. What you guys feeling about the playoffs this week? Everyone out?
Playoffs?
Everyone out? Of the
I'm not in
playoffs?
the out of the playoffs, dog.
We're
I'm
all
a G.
out. It's
I'm,
terrible.
I'm in the losers bracket. I'm in it
I'm
to get
in-
5th place.
I'm in still in 2 out of my 3 leagues.
Yeah,
In the championship of 1, finishing the first round in another.
that's hot. I'm jealous.
That is hot. Bass.
True. It's pretty exciting
I'm
stuff.
sorry, I'm not listening.
We can talk about a few problems.
Bass, baby. I know we've been dropping a lot of hints at you lately this session that we got going on this week, but you know we ain't got nothing but love for you, big dog. Sitting on the edge of the bed. Why don't you come on over, child? Creep a little closer to me.
Yeah.
Let me know that I got something to say.
I'd rather.
It's a little back.
Come
there,
on, Bass.
you
Why don't you
know
come on
we
over
miss
here?
you
Creep
over
up under here under my arm. Why don't you sit up under my wing?
We see that smile creep up on your face. You know what we have to say?
I seen you laughing, dog.
All my nights
Listen
Out
to
on the
it.
town.
Doing anything just to get you off of my mind. But when the morning
How
Come
girl
on,
you with
ball.
a rare 4-yard gain. Beautiful.
started again.
I think that's a season high.
Trying to forget you was just a waste of time. Baby, come back.
Bass! Any fool could see. Baby, come back. Come here, child. You can blame it all on me, Bass.
I didn't understand what
Slade
you were saying
didn't
about the
get
Browns.
your joke. Just forget about it.
I was never the smartest guy.
Tribute.
Shout out.
Who sings that song?
I couldn't tell you.
That was Too Bass. Love the guys. That's what that song was.
Yeah, that's from Fourth and Goal cast.
That's Hey, Bo, come back.
What's this? Uh-huh.
Does this mean it's almost time?
It's about that time I'm thinking.
For the big old bust of the week?
We need to get the unpredictable busts.
All right, so for this, we're each gonna pick 2 players. One player who's at least 80% owned and busted last week, and then we're gonna pick another player who we think is
Who's going to bust? Oh, no. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there's always a problem when you try to stand up and fight tackles when there's 3 huge
saying?
grown men.
I'm sorry. So we're each going to pick 2 players. One player who is 80% owned or more, who busted last week. And then we're going to pick another player who is 80% or more owned, who we think will bust this week coming up. I will kick it off with my first player who busted last week. A lot of people were probably
I
relying
like how
on.
you say bust when you emphasize it.
How else would you say bust?
Well,
I'm just saying
I would
it-
say bust, but when you say like bust, then you know that there's a problem.
Pace, who you busting on?
I really thought...
Yeah, come on, give me the slick, Rick.
I really didn't like the way Dak Prescott busted last week.
He busted incorrectly.
On the same team, I wanted to add Des Bryant also busted with a negative .5 for me in my championship finale.
Wait, what?
Negative point
Negative
five.
point-
He had
fumble
in a
at the
half,
end of the
in a
game.
half
He
PPR
fumbled at the end of the
league.
game.
He had 1 catch for 10 yards and a bust of a fumble to cost the Cowboys and Slade the game.
On the last
Jesus.
drive, it was TR.
Truly bummy. It was his first catch of the game. It was horrible.
That's almost as bad as Dakota's 165-yard game.
Dakota Rain
Two
threw for
picks.
165. I wouldn't have said that much.
He threw for 165. What else did he do?
Dakota, he ran for 1 yard.
What else
Wow.
didn't he do?
That's hot. What else did he do?
2 picks, 1 touchdown against the Giants. In a loss, too.
Did he fumble? Nah.
No fums, no. And Jerry Jones said, you'll know it when you see it if Tony Romo's getting back in the game.
Yeah, whatever the hell that means. I'm pretty sure that just means that once you see him on the field, that means Tony Romo is now starting.
Yeah,
You'll know it when you see it. How else am I supposed to interpret that?
I might know it before I see it.
I think I already do.
But that was my bust from last week. Do you guys want to give your bust from last week, and then we'll give our bust from this week?
Yeah, I got a great bust
Okay.
from last week.
Bet you my bus is better.
Probably. I mean, my guy only had a 2, though, so that's pretty hard to top.
Oh, well, I'm going to top you, girl.
LA Rams dropping deep bombs for days. That's the tragedy. He actually had 2 wide receivers wide open deep. Did you see the guy on the right too? Whoever the hell it was. Wow. That is just sassy.
Mike Thomas, I trusted you.
And he's wearing gloves. How do you do that?
Then he kicked the ball away.
So my bust of the week is Devontae Booker for the Broncos.
What do you do?
Owned in 84% of leagues. He had 3 rushing attempts for 1 yard, and he had 2 catches for 10 yards. Put up a solid 2.5 PPR league.
That is trash.
And I started him.
Why did that happen?
He's just ass. That's why it happened. He's only averaged like 2.9 yards per carry. I've only been really playing him because of his volume. He's gotten like 18 to 25 carries a game, but this last week he got 3. So that's it.
Good thing I traded him for the Vikings D. My bust
Not to me, by the way.
of the week. Did worse than a 2, Craig.
Really?
This character. I won't even refer to him as a player anymore.
Just a character?
Yeah, this character was a first-round pick for me in some of my leagues, a second round in another.
Oh, boy.
A guy I was heavily relying on.
Oh, boy.
Been watching him since he was in school.
Oh,
Attended my favorite college, which is Penn State University.
I know where this is going.
He isn't just my bust of this week.
Come on, you didn't even start him. Don't mention him.
He could be my bust of the year. And that's with 1 catch for 17 yards in a close game at home against Minnesota. Allen Robinson.
Come on, dog.
With a 1.5 in a PPR league. This man is 95% owned.
Boy.
Still in the top 30 receivers, but not for long. He's the 30th, averaging 9.5 points a game. And unfortunately, since week 10 at Houston, where he hit his 22, he's been in single digits. He's my bust for this week, and I gotta feel as though there's better days for Allen still.
There are. It's all on
Still
his
super
quarterback.
talented. He's still has the good rapport with Blake. Blake's still one of the few guys that he goes to consistently. Allen is still one of the few guys that Blake goes through to consistently.
Yeah.
But yeah, just unfortunately, I had to put him on the bus this week. He actually only saw 3 targets against Xavier Rhodes, so that in itself was
He's
just
also a
disappointing.
stud
Yeah,
himself.
he's a great cornerback. He's been doing it to beast receivers all year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to bring up Allen.
I don't blame you.
Just because
Sadly.
Craig asked me to best him. Another bust I could bring up was that tool bag for the Indianapolis Colts, Dante Moncrief, who got a 0 for me.
Did you start him, dog?
I did start him
Oy.
in my playoff game. Still
Oy.
advanced to the next round despite the 0, though. Although he got hurt with a hamstring immediately. It wasn't because he just didn't do anything. He's now day-to-day, which is unfortunate. Moncrief likely to not play this week,
Hey.
which is a big red zone threat out of my lineup.
Truly accurate in TR.
But I won't put a guy on here based off of injury, so Moncrief is safe for this week.
See for a week. See if he survives for another one. We'll have
Good
to
for
see
him.
what's Gucci with it, though. Pacey going to start us off with next week's bust.
Hold on,
as
we
in
didn't get a
this
bust
week's
from Bass
bust.
over here.
Oh, you right. Bass,
was
what's your bust?
busting all pregame talking about his big old.
I forgot who my bust is.
How'd you forget, dog?
I just don't care.
I'm going to forget,
Who
dude.
let Nas down this week?
I forget.
I'm gonna bring up your team, Bass.
That sounds like he got dementia over
I'm
here.
gonna say your bust for you.
Oh, you know it?
Bass's
You remember it, Dak?
bust of the week is and was.
Mietze?
It might have been his boy Metzi.
I've got some busts
Let me find his bust real
for this
quick.
week coming
Pace.
up. When we're
Pace's
when we
bust.
get to it.
Pace's bust. Oh, sorry, not Pace. Bass's bust this week is a guy that's near and dear to his heart. A guy that's been in and out of his lineup this season. The guy he acquired via trade, which made his heart smile.
Yeah.
And that is big old Mark Ingram.
Oh god.
7
Bust.
carries for 14 yards,
Yuck.
which is a 1 point in standard leagues, and he had 1 catch for 9 yards. So give this man a 1.5 for the week. This
That's
is
terrible.
He was a top 12 back before that, averaging over 12 a game before that bad performance. He's now down to 11.5. But yeah, I mean, ball's gonna have to go with Mark Ingram this week.
That's a fair bust. I mean, that's a guy who has probably busted for you a few times this year, but yeah, that's tough, especially in the playoffs when you're
counting on
starting
your
running
running
back and you
backs,
get
yeah.
14 yards
On a
Come
big
on,
offense.
bro.
Yeah, the whole Saints offense really shut down. It wasn't
Booty.
a lot about Ingram. He only saw 7 totes, but I mean, for 2 yards a carry, that's awful.
Yeah.
That's truly accurate. Truly accurately terrible.
This week coming up, I think you want to watch out for a guy who also busted this past week, who I could have mentioned, Marcus Mariota. He just put up a 6 against Denver last week, and it gets no easier this week. He goes on... Oh, my God. He goes on the road to Kansas
Another
City.
It was kind of.
And...
The receiver slid, though.
Yeah, the Titans go on the road to Kansas City, and Marcus is going to have another tough matchup. Don't expect him to do much for you this week. I think he's going to be a bust. He's a 6th ranked quarterback, and somehow... Oh, my God, dude. On the same drive. And somehow Mariota's only owned in 81% when he's 6th ranked quarterback, which is shocking. But I guess it's late in the season, so who knows?
They are. That is crazy.
But I think Mariota is going to be a bust this week coming up. You watch.
I think that's a mistake.
Really?
But I will back your ability to say that as much as you want.
Thank you. I think Kansas City's trying to make the playoffs.
They didn't get the playoff.
Oh my. That team is a joke.
They're not base. Head up and head high.
I got an interesting one for a bust.
I'm liking what I'm seeing, though. We're driving the field.
I'm picking someone who hasn't busted all year. Owned in 99.4% of leagues.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Zeke?
No.
Okay.
You want another one? I'll give you another
please.
one.
Position?
Running back.
99.4% owned. Hasn't busted all year.
Hasn't busted
David.
below double digits
David.
all year.
David, for sure. No?
DeMarco Murray.
That's correct.
DeMarco's going to bust?
I'm going with DeMarco
Another
Murray
Tennessee Titan.
on the road against the Kansas City defense.
Okay.
I think that he's going to struggle, and I think that the whole offense is going to struggle in general. It's supposed to be 14 degrees out there. Marcus Mariota, it's going to be a problem. DeMarco Murray, also going to be a problem.
I can see DeMarco busting.
I hope that he busts, dude. I'm
hope he does?
fiending for a big bust this week out of DeMarco Murray.
You guys ready for my bust of the week?
Yeah. Who's it going to be?
My bust of the week
I'm going to slap him.
is a receiver for the Tennessee Titans.
He didn't get it. He's
Going to the Chiefs this week, like you guys said.
Yeah.
I don't think Rashard Matthews, after busting last week, is going to do anything against Peters this week.
Wow, we got
the receiver for the Tennessee Titans.
So we think that whole offense going to bust today.
No, honestly, but to be real, I'm going with another QB. How you guys think that little Pinky's still feeling up there in Oakland?
Well,
I think... I'm sorry. I didn't get to talk about Carr earlier.
Because
and I
Derek
think
Carr
everyone-
before this week, that is a bust for the.
That is a bust.
For the he fell to 9, so he was probably a top 5 quarterback entering that performance.
Let me speak, dude. I think you're going way too hard on Derek Carr, bro. He
MVP
was freaking
candidate.
hurt, bro. He had an injury.
How hard are we going on Cam Newton?
Fucking Pinky.
How hard are we going on Cam Newton this year?
On the
When
ball
you
that tightens
throw
that spiral, dude. That's the
the
last
ball-
finger,
come on, dude.
You're gonna say that's not important, or the first finger, I guess. You're gonna say that's not important for first down.
As a guy who can sling, I don't need
That's
my
the
pinky
worst
that
spot
much.
I've ever seen, and it's getting challenged.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
As a guy who can sling, you don't need your pinky that much. It's the least used finger.
It was a broken pinky, dude. Snapped
But
it
it
in half.
but it is
That
the
shit
least
hurts.
used finger on the
Snapped
ball.
it in half.
He can still throw the rock. He still played all game and threw the rock. He just not completed 0 passes.
Try it
It's
next
just
time. Go
inaccurate,
pinky
dude.
out. You could still be accurate.
It's not
There's
pinky
something
out,
more
pinky
going
in
on with that.
pain, dude. It's pain. Every time you throw the ball, you're in pain, dude.
I'm always in pain.
I think
It's
he gets a
football.
pass
You
for
should
that
be in
week,
pain no
bro.
matter
Let's
what.
see what happens this week. Let's see what happens. One bad game, dude. Everyone trashing the man.
I can't say he could bust again this week with another hurt pinky.
No,
If
you
it
can say
affects
he can
if it affects
bust.
him again, I think he will bust.
No, you can fairly say he's going to bust, but I just think he's not going to.
At San Diego, which has been a tough place to play this year, they have a top 10 defense. Come on, Sam.
I got another bust for you guys. Stafford,
He's going
Matty?
to bust this week? Who they play?
the Giants.
Why would he bust against the Giants?
Giants have been great. Everyone's starting to call the Giants secondary the best in the league. Allegedly. And Des Bryant played the Giants twice this year, and in both games he was held to 1 catch.
It's a great segment. I will bust him.
I love the busts that are to come, too.
Do you guys think Jordan Reed could be a bust this week
Who
after
they play?
his 1 catch for 15 yards against Philly last week?
Who they play?
Who are they playing?
They played Carolina.
If Kuechly is back and Davis is playing, I can see him being a bust. But he's also a very dominant hoo-ha tight end.
I know, but he did not. He looked like the injury was affecting him last week.
Well, if that's the case, and
He actually had
Kuechly's
1
back
catch for 10 yards.
and Davis is also playing, then I see there's going to be a problem. Because Kuechly's definitely the best coverage linebacker in the league. He gets like 4 or 5 interceptions a year.
Oh, Kuechly's outstanding. I
Yeah.
think he's one of the league's best defenders.
Yeah, overall. Straight stud.
Straight cheesing on him.
Straight leaving on him.
Straight leaking on him.
With that being said, gentlemen,
Just real
Any
quick,
more
did you guys
busts?
have any busts that from last week that you guys thought would turn it around
we'll turn it around for this
and
week.
get it in this week? Yeah.
I'm going to go with Spencer Ware.
Okay, I like that.
Spencer Ware had a pretty abysmal performance. He got the volume, 20 attempts for only 56 yards, so less than 3 yards per carry. He was dealing with a neck injury, but he's not on the injury report this week. I think he's going to have a nice bounce-back week. I look for him to get a couple goal line carries and be involved in the passing game as well. It's going to be a cold day.
Interesting. A guy for me that I think is going to bounce back after a slow week is Jamison Crowder. He had 2 catches for 37 yards last week, which ended his... Sorry, let me count this because I want to be correct. His 9-week streak of double-digit fantasy points. He's one of the most consistent guys in the league right now as a fantasy wide receiver.
Isn't he the best at the slot for most yards this year, I think?
I believe he is. I mean, he's ranked 14th at 11.6. He hardly ever sees outside time at all with Garcon. Early in the year, they had their first-round pick. His name is escaping me right now, and Deshaun Jackson.
Now Jackson's back and healthy.
Exactly. I don't know. I think Crowder against the beat-up Carolina secondary, in a game where Washington does need to win, I could see him having a big bounce-back game.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely.
It's amazing.
He's highly utilized in the offense.
This kid, for never doing much in his career, is on pace for career high in catches, yards, and touchdowns.
Yeah, well, this is only, his third year? Second? Third?
To be honest with you, I couldn't even tell you.
It's sophomore or junior. I know that.
Yeah, I heard about him for the first time last year.
Yeah, he's definitely a sophomore or junior, and I know that because I heard them talk about how he's still on his rookie contract.
I'm going to say junior year, though, because he plays like a veteran, man.
I'm going to peep that.
He's very
I'm going to
savvy.
peep that, see what it is. Pace, you got anyone that busted last week that you think is going to bounce back? Maybe turn it around, have a little good game for themselves.
Yeah, I'll say...
Take them off the
I
bus
also wanted
list.
to say I think Des Bryant could potentially have a bounce-back game after that bad -0.5 performance.
Why do I keep forgetting who the Cowboys are playing?
They play Tampa.
Tampa.
But I still think Des Bryant could.
Could.
He's going to be heavily targeted, and he gets up on for big games.
That's very true.
It's going to
Although he
be
didn't last time.
Terrell Pryor coming back this week off a bust. Last week had 1 catch for 3 yards against the Bengals in that weird game. I thought it was a snow game, but you guys said no. I guess I believe you, but...
The Rams didn't get it? Sorry to interrupt you.
No, they reversed the call.
he clearly didn't have it, and they challenged in reverse.
It was a terrible spot. But this week, the Browns play Buffalo in Buffalo. That could be a legit snow game, which if that happens, I take back what I said.
It snowed in Buffalo late last week for the Steelers. So.
Yeah, so if you see something like that, then, forget what I'm saying. But if you got a clear weather out there, I think Terrell Pryor will definitely bounce back from his .5 bust in the week before.
That's great.
That's my pick.
I just wanted to chime in real quick and say that this is Jamison Crowder's second year.
Wow. That is impressive.
And he's got
I hate that.
8 touchdowns on the season.
My lord.
How many times has he busted?
I don't know how many times. Slade, tell me. You have him on your squad, right?
Yeah, this was only his 3rd single-digit game of the entire season.
That's great.
He had an 8 and a 3 in weeks 1 and 4, and then other than that, he's been above 11 in every game.
Yeah, he's been
Nice.
pretty consistent.
He also has a punt return touchdown as well in the season to go along with his receiving touchdowns.
That's hot.
Yeah, he gets the job done, kid.
All right. That was fun. I like bus. We got to do that some more. That was a fun topic.
Yeah, definitely enjoyable.
Definitely a good subject. So we'll do more of those next week. You guys want to throw it deep and then maybe get the game picks in and then wrap up?
I would love to throw it long.
All
right.
Wrap it up.
What?
He always wraps it up.
Twice?
Ooh, twice
Maybe.
is risque.
Maybe even 3 times. Shout out Brian Kelly.
Meanwhile, Tyler Lockett making great catches.
I'm going to go ahead and start it off by throwing it deep to Arizona Cardinals tight end Jermaine Gresham.
Why would I pick him
Jermaine
up?
Gresham. You're going to pick him up because he's owned in 14.2% of leagues and has been on a 4-game production streak.
Okay, that works.
Starting in week 11, he played the Vikings, had a touchdown in that game. The next week after that, went to Atlanta and also scored a touchdown. Week 13 after that, he had 5 catches for 52 yards. And then last week against Miami, had 5 catches for 45 yards. So he's getting touchdowns, he's getting his receptions, getting his yards. And this week they play the Saints, which is a quality matchup you want to see for a tight end. He has been getting his targets, and he is going to be my Hail Mary. He is kind of questionable right now with a knee injury. He didn't practice on Wednesday, so definitely keep an eye on that. But if he can get himself on the field, I'm picking him as my as my Hail Mary. I also want to shout out one more honorable mention for Hail Mary. 0.3% owned. Slater, are you going to talk about Daniel Brown?
I'm not.
Okay. Shout out to Daniel Brown. You can slot him in fantasy as a wideout or a tight end. One of those few players you can kind of do that with. But he just came off a game against Detroit with 6 catches and 42 yards. And and has kind of been doing all right. Plays Green Bay this week, so with that rivalry, maybe throw him in there. But that's just an honorable mention.
Honorable mentions.
But that's what I got. Does anyone want to step up to the plate, or should I say the line of scrimmage, and go ahead and give their pick?
I'm going to
Watch
huck
that
it,
mute button there.
chuck it, and throw it deep like Aaron Rodgers. To go. Is with many reservations that I pick Ronnie Hillman of the San Diego Chargers. You may not have seen Ronnie Hillman do nothing because Ronnie Hillman hasn't done nothing in the last 4 games. He hasn't really been active, but with Melvin Gordon going down and supposedly Kenneth Farrow did not look good in pass protection, I think that Ronnie Hillman could see some more yards, and they love to use that running back in that offense. You saw how much Melvin Gordon was utilized in that offense already during the season. Phillip Rivers likes to dump off. They do a lot of screen passes. I mean, Kenneth Farrow, he came into the game and had 16 attempts for 55 yards and 6 catches for 23 yards. So you can see that Ronnie Hillman's potential for high volume is there. I think he could be a decent Hail Mary toss-up.
And I'm sure he's going to catch it for you, Craig.
I hope he does.
Slay, that leaves you, brother.
With the Hail Mary.
I'm going to need you to chug it deep, dude, because you got 5 seconds left and you're down 4. Who are you throwing it to?
I'm going to be throwing it to this guy.
And why not?
Because I'm turning around and handing it off to him.
Oh, boy, on Hail Mary, long?
Yeah. With Wendell Smallwood out this week and likely Darren Sproles as well with a concussion, that leaves only injury-prone Ryan Matthews in the Eagles' backfield. But wait, there's another Nyeka.
There's more?
There's another player hiding in the...
Sorry, what?
There's another guy. There's another Nyeka. I said with a Nyucka. Hiding in the wings, waiting, biding his time to take the job because Ryan Matthews simply just cannot stay healthy or finish an entire game.
Simply cannot.
This guy has receiving skills, return skills, and his last name is Burner. Just kidding, Barner. Kenyon, playing for Philly. I mean, you could pick up worse guys, honestly. He likely will be the starting running back. I just don't see Ryan Matthews being able to carry the full load the entire game, especially against a tough team like the Baltimore Ravens. They could get an early lead on the Eagles, forcing them into passing situations, which takes Ryan Matthews out of the game. I could see Kenyon potentially in PPR having a big game.
I can see that. Definitely they're low on running back options, so.
Maybe even get you a kick return as well.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to take over for Darren Sproles' role. Darren's still in concussion protocol, right?
Yeah.
So
like I said, likely to not play this week. There is still the long shot Darren Sproles plays, but after that violent hit last week,
that hit was straight.
And the Eagles now out of playoff contention. I don't think they're going to use Darren.
Yeah, that was just rude as all hell.
Plus, Kenyon's a young player, so let's see what these fresh legs can do.
Yeah, I like it. And,
I wanted to give you the ownage.
Oh, yes, please do.
Because you might not be able to get Kenyon Barner in all your leagues. He's owned in 0.3% of leagues. So 99.7 of you can go out there and get him.
For the 0.3 of you that can't, we apologize.
I'm sorry, I know. He averages 1.8 on the year, but already has 2 touchdowns already, I will add, as well.
Oh, well, so he's putting in some work.
He already has Garrett. Another guy you could also look out for, Bass wanted to get this guy in here, is that snake, Damian Williams. This guy he's a rookie, by the way. He has 6 touchdowns total, 3 rushing, 3 receiving on the year. He's owned in 3.4% of leagues, and he is Jay's worst nightmare. Miami's got to use their running backs twice as much now with Tannehill out. Look for Damian Williams if you need him in a deep, deep sleeper playoff league.
Yeah, especially with Matt Moore. He's going to be dumping and dinking.
Yeah, they're going to be running more.
Definitely.
Not the QB, just
the
more
offense.
carries for the running backs.
I knew what you meant. Matt Moore also might be running for his life.
True.
You never know.
Their line's not terrible, though.
How is that dude still in the league, though? I feel like he's been around forever.
There's a lot of veteran QBs that are just around, dude. I mean, like Sanchez is considered one of the best
still
back
playing?
QBs. Nah, he's too old now. He was in his 40s, I think, when he retired.
Did he just retire last year or a season before that?
There's a lot of old,
pretty
bummy
reckless
guys just hanging around.
Still making that nice $700,000 base salary.
Like Kenyon Barner waiting in the
more.
wings.
Yeah.
Sean Hill, Sam Bradford's back up, feeding, waiting.
That's true. He
Smiling,
got to play like 1 or 2 games. Not even, right? No, he got to play in the preseason a little bit. That's it.
Well, those are some cool Hail Marys, guys.
Thank you. I'm
That was
glad
really
you.
cool.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
I did.
Don't say cool.
Okay. True.
I apologize to everyone last week about Dwayne Allen, the Hail Mary. He got hurt in the game and unfortunately didn't record a catch, so I'm sorry if you guys went up and started him.
Yeah, he's prone to do that. I've noticed this season he's gotten injured frequently.
After the 3-touchdown lead or game, I was very high on him.
Kills your quarterback.
But I say we go ahead and move it along to our last segment of the day, and that is going to be all of our favorite segments, I'm starting to think.
I think you might be.
Which is our game picks. Where do the Cardinals play, bro? Arizona?
Yes.
Versus New Orleans, yeah.
Alright, so I'll list the game matchups, and you guys tell me who you think is going to win.
Well, all right.
First, how did we do last
right.
week, Pace? Could you tell us that?
Yeah, of course I can, Slade. Last week, I run it back. Matt, you got 9 wins, 7 losses.
Don't tell me what I got. It's a terrible score.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Bass had 11 wins and 5 losses.
Way to go, ball.
Craig went for 10 wins, 6 losses.
That's pretty good.
And I tied you with 9 wins and 7 losses.
Makes me feel a little bit better.
To catch everyone up, that puts us at a season record of first place being Bass, 58 wins, 39 losses.
Very nice.
Second place is tied with me and Craig, 57 and 40. And then Slade, you can clean up with 56 wins and 41 losses.
Clean
That's
up.
a
I'm
tight-
2 games back of the league.
That is a tight
You're still gonna
fucking
clean up.
matchup
I'm
right
gonna catch
there.
y'all this week, though.
So let's see
I
if
got-
you can catch up this
I got
week.
some hot ones.
There's some tough picks in here, so we're gonna get to them, and then we're gonna watch this game. So Thursday night today, currently we have Ram versus Hawk. What you guys got? Rams in Seattle this Thursday.
I think you should answer first because your team's involved.
Rams. That's easy, dude. They're gonna win. What do you think? Now that you have a little cheat sheet, you see we're shutting them down. Second quarter, 13 minutes left, 0-0 score, as probably everyone would have predicted.
From what I've seen, I would say your team is winning the game so far, Pace. But I unfortunately have to go with Seattle taking this game out. I do
That's
think it is
fair.
going to end very low scoring, though.
That's fair. Greg / Bass. Beaks, please.
Bass, go ahead.
Not doing picks.
Bass,
At least
go
2
ahead.
picks. Come on. We need to keep the records going.
We do need the records to keep
I'll
going.
come back next week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Alright, LA wins.
That's smart, Bass. That's a great pick. You loyal. Craig, are you gonna join the smart side, or are you gonna be dumb like Slade? Because you know Ram gonna win this, dude. Jared Goff's first win. It's 0-4. You can't go 0-5.
On the road against Seattle.
On Thursday night?
Actually, pick Seattle, dude. I'd hope you do. Go ahead. I'll write it in for you right now. Come on. Just say it. I'll write it. Come on, dude.
Seahawks.
Damn it, Craig. Give me a chance to come back in the standings.
Can't let you do it, Tim Slade.
All right.
Oh, that would have been give me right there.
Moving right along. Dolphins at the Jets. Who has a strong feeling about this one?
Holy shit, this is a terrible
That is a
matchup.
trash game with backup quarterbacks involved.
Oh
That
my
is
gosh,
terrible.
I forgot about the backup quarterbacks. I'll give the Jets a win here. Which
Where are
is
they at?
In New
Where's the game?
York.
In New York.
I'm going NY. Which I'm going to regret that. But they did come off a nice win last week, so we'll see.
That is so hard, dude. That's what she said.
Bass?
Miami.
Smart. I mean, no. Greg, Slade, come on now.
I'm also going with Miami.
Craig is going with Miami. Slade, I know you want to say it, dude. You love saying it.
Oh my god. It's close between my favorite team to say and my least favorite team to say.
So this should be easy for you then.
But I'm gonna do it. Jets.
God, splitting again.
Suck. But I think they're winning the game.
All right. Next we have Cleveland at home, or Cleveland playing Buffalo in Buffalo.
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 Wait, Slade said Buff. Craig said Buff. No one thinks Browns getting their first win this week.
RG3's allergic to the sun. You know what the snow's gonna do to him?
True. I'm going Buffalo too. Bass.
Same.
Smart. That's sweet. Next, Packers versus the Bears in Chicago. Classic rivalry.
Packers.
And that's going to be a Packers for Craig, and I agree with that.
I'm also going to go Packers. I think they're really hot right now. They still need these wins to get in the playoffs.
They need a winning out.
That's sweet.
Green Bay.
Sweet. Another division game, rivalry, Steelers versus Cincinnati. Steelers-Bengals in Bengals.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh for Bass. I completely agree with that. And I'm writing it in. Anybody want to pick Cincinnati?
I might go Cincinnati or Craig guess.
You might? Or you?
No, whoa, don't make it.
Well,
I'm going last this time.
okay, fine. Craig, are you going Cincinnati, bro?
I'm all about my splits now. What are they challenging? That
First
he
down.
didn't get 10 feet in?
I'm going Bengals.
Bengals, that was a mistake.
No, it's not.
Slade, are you going to split?
I just want to see if you was I'm going Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Craig, there's your chance. Gotta be pissed if
Move
the
on.
Steelers lose that game.
I'll nut.
Titans, Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Miami.
I'm going Tennessee with a spoiler here.
Dumb.
After
You did
all
that last
shit
week.
on Mariota and the
Yeah,
boys,
yeah.
you're gonna pick them.
Yeah, that's how I do, boy. What you think?
It's funny. I'm also kind of feeling the Tennessee Titans this week. I'm going Tennessee.
Okay, cool.
Oh my god.
I really am.
Moving along, Colts versus Vikings
Colts.
in Minnesota. Bass's Colts, loyal. Wow, I hate this. This is kind of tough. Colts kind of suck.
That's a tough game.
But the Vikings also kind of suck.
They both suck.
See, the Minnesota is built like the Texans. That's the only thing that's worried about. I worry about.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the Colts down. I think they're actually gonna win the game. Guys,
I'm going Indy. Yeah,
Craig, do you want to sweep, or do you want to be a prick?
I think Andrew Luck passes the fuck all over them.
I think I am going to.
Good.
You gonna take Sam versus Andy in a shootout, Craig?
I don't know, dude. The Vikings defense could give that offensive line fits.
It is good.
I'll go Indy.
Indy, baby.
Indy.
That's
Hey,
sweet.
baby.
Get the brooms. Next, we have the Lions versus the Giants.
This is hard too.
in
This time
New
it's two
York.
good teams.
Lions.
Wow, pass for the early Lions. I don't know about that. I feel like the Lions are ready to start choking.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go Giants for sure. NYG, baby.
I'm going Darius Slay.
Darius Slay? Okay. Got him in Madden Mobile. He's a G.
No doubt. That's my point.
Slade?
This is why I always suck at picks, dude. There's your heart, and then there's your head. Giants versus Detroit's one of the hottest teams in the league, but I truly feel as though they're not talented enough to keep us up. With no run game versus another team with no run game.
Come on now.
I'm going Giants.
Smart, loyal.
I hate it had to be me, but
I think Odell's going to have a day. 3 touchdowns.
I think
But that's just my fantasy side talk.
That requires Eli to throw 3 unless they're doing something tricky.
Not just throwing slants. All right, moving along. Eagles versus the Ravens in Baltimore.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
First and first mostly. I don't care if I'm taking an L in the column.
I'm taking Ravens on that one.
Good call.
Ravens.
As am I. What a dumb.
And then we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans in
Texans.
Houston. Basking with Texans. I hate picking them to win anything.
Same. Jacksonville. I gotta get
Jacksonville.
one.
They've lost 9 straight. What are the chances of them winning this week? Probably not. So I'm going Houston on
Gotta
this.
get it.
Slade?
Houston.
You're all fools.
I don't pick teams that are on streaks. Winning streaks or losing streaks.
You picked the Rams.
They're Jeez.
on a 4-game losing streak.
And moving right along from that topic,
We're
we're going to
the
go...
ugliest, worst brand of football, but somehow they're getting it done. They're like the Giants.
Because their division is trash bags.
I don't care, dude. They're beating other teams besides their division.
Truly accurate. All right. 49ers versus the Falcons in Atlanta.
Falcons.
What'd you say, Bass?
Falcons.
Atlanta. Craig said what?
Falcons.
Atlanta. I'm going to say Atlanta. Sweep, Slade?
The two things that I believe in life are never bet against the Philadelphia Eagles and never bet for the Chip Kellys. So,
Wow.
I'm definitely going with that, man.
Loyal.
That's smart.
All right. Then we've got Saints, Cardinals in Arizona.
Saints.
Wow. That's kind of tough. Saints kind of suck. I'm going Cardinals on this one.
Same.
Slade?
Arizona. New Orleans has been playing horrible lately.
Oh, I wrote ATL.
And the game's in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals.
Oh, my pen is malfunctioning.
If the Saints were at home, it'd be a different story, but they have nothing going on right now, and they're on the road.
Arizona. Okay.
Give me London, England.
Patriots, Denver.
The house.
Patriots, Broncos, and Denver.
I want London, England.
I want Patriots in this game.
Patriots, Denver.
Yeah. In Denver. Where Tom Brady loves to play.
Not last year.
I know, that was a joke. But Payton's not there, so it's going to be you know who. Bass?
I'll take Pats.
Smart. Slade. You want that sweep or you want that swing?
That's a strong swing game right
It's
there.
a swing, dude. If you're a swing state, you want it? The only thing that can happen is maybe Denver D rushes Tom Brady and gives him a terrible
That's
day.
exactly how they won in the AFC Championship game, man. But you know what? They're a different defense. So
They also
I'm
don't have
gonna go with
C.J.
Tom
Anderson.
Brady.
Smart. Okay, boys, we're getting close to the end. Raiders versus the Chargers in San Diego.
Chargers.
That's kind of tough. But I'm
Raiders.
going Oakland for show. Craig, you Oakland as well?
Yeah.
I'm also Oakland. Slade? You want to split or you want to swing?
This is so hard.
This one's not that hard to me, I feel
This
like.
one's so tough,
Same.
dude.
Chargers kinda
Division
suck.
game. They don't suck. Yeah, they suck. But they're 6-7 though. Like
No.
they're capable of beating
They're
them.
5-8.
Yeah.
Dad.
Alright,
They
we're
could
so
win.
capable.
Chargers can win any game any day.
Every
They just
NFL
usually
game is
don't.
capable, Dad.
I'm going Raider. Defense is too much. Where's the game?
San Diego.
In San Diego.
That's right down the street from Oakland. Yeah, I'm going Raider.
All right, then we got our Sunday night game, our prime time. Going to be a great one, a hot one. Buccaneers versus Dallas in Dallas. And I'm going Dallas. Oh, wow.
I'm going Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
You guys both going Tampa? That's kind of tough. Tampa Bay's on a roll right now.
I love it, big
Dallas just lost.
I think the momentum shot.
But I'm picking them. Dallas. Craig, what you think?
I think
Dallas at home.
that I'm going to let you ride alone.
Smart. Tampa Bay. Can't wait. And our Monday night primetime
Washington.
matchup. The Panthers versus the Redskins. In Washington.
In Washington.
And what'd you say, Craig?
I said
Skins, you said?
skins. You know the Panthers had 5 turnovers last week and still won.
I'm
The
going.
flag, come on.
Go Washington.
The fucking flag, there it is. I'm going to pick Washington, but I don't really love that pick. Actually, I do. Yeah, Washington's going to win that shit. Guys.
The only one is Slade, not guys.
Oh, what'd you say?
Washington.
What'd you say, Bass?
Washington. You
Sorry.
listening?
It was too bad watching my team.
This could be my swing game.
This could be your swing or your swing.
Or your crumble
I
dog.
like that.
Yeah, I can definitely see you picking Panthers here.
Greg Olsen, Cam, Johnny Stewart, that defense. Sasson, Kirk. Oh no, they have Norman. Revenge game.
Yeah.
Washington. Yeah.
Wow, Washington. Okay, sweet.
Yeah. Nah, Norman ain't losing that game. Bet your ass.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the game picks, and we'll update you next week with how we finished off this week and our records going forward, and we'll see who the champion is. Maybe we'll make a little prize for the winner or something like that. But for this Thursday, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to head out, go ahead and watch this Rams-Seahawks game. Go Rams. Like we say every week, please hit us up on the social media. Follow us on Twitter. That is at 4th and Goal Cast. We are active on Twitter every day. So ask us your questions there. We'll throw them out on the podcast and answer them. And just follow that. Otherwise, to hear the actual podcast, you're going to want to get that on either iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, or even YouTube, where we do the live streams every Thursday at 9 p.m.
Ish.
9 p.m.
So anyway, guys, thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next week. Good luck in your playoffs for fantasy. Make smart picks. If you have questions, hit up the Twitter. Otherwise, peace out. Be good. Go Rams.
Go Jags.
And go Birds.
Go Jags.
Good luck
Go
in the
Jags.
playoffs. Go Birds.
Jags.
Fought off.
Jaguars. Duval.